the one way we want to collaborate with the community of Web3 is through opening up our infrastructure as much as possible, right? And allowing people to build on top of us in true ethos of blockchain and decentralization and Gnosis, right? We want to build products that people can use and customize the way they want. So we've already had some projects where people are using or building savings account on top of it, on top of our product, right? Where you can hold like a yield-bearing stablecoin, like an SDAI, which is probably yielding you like.
Hello, Deep. How are you?
I'm doing well. Finally, Dubai is getting back to normal, so it's good to see. And there are so many people at the event. So yeah, I'm pumped. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for your time. It's a pleasure to have you. And as you said, there's a lot of people on this event. This is one of the most amazing events I did in the crypto space, and yeah, it was quite a nightmare for us. I think that we took 2 days to arrive from Paris to Dubai.
Ouch.
We had a stop in Bahrain, forced stop because of the rain and the weather. But anyway, we are here.
We're here.
It's a pleasure
Finally,
to be here.
all of us have made it here somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, you are going to talk about Gnosis Pay. I mean, a lot of people knows about Gnosis. You will explain us obviously the difference. But first of all, this is like a tradition in cryptos. Can you explain us what is your background and how did you discover the crypto world?
Of course. So, I mean, I'm part of the early team at Gnosis Pay. I was fortunate enough to join them very early. And I lead the marketing and the partnerships of the company right now. Before this, I mean, I think I've always been enamored by startups, by entrepreneurship. And I started my first bootstrap business at 17. It was a travel company. And we did that for a couple of years. Fast forward to that, I landed into the world of Web 2, fast, hyper-growth tech startups, right? And that was my first taste of doing something that grows really fast. And I was like, I want to do this more. And I moved to London then. I grew up in Bombay. I moved to London about 3 or so years back. But I was one of the founding members of the LBS Blockchain Society, which is one of the largest communities in Web3 in London. And that kind of introduced me to the world of blockchain. And I never went back. I don't think I'm going to go back. So
3 years ago.
Yeah, about 3 years ago, about 2020, 21. And yeah, and then I've been in the DAO space. And about a year or so back, I joined Gnosis Pay. And now I'm slowly starting to become a payments nerd, blockchain payment nerd. So, and we are so excited. Like we just launched the product about a couple of months back. So it's live. The cards are live with people like using it on a day-to-day basis. And it's so exciting to see that your product actually live. So yeah.
You will explain us what is Gnosis Pay and what is your product. But just before that, as I explained, I think that a lot of people know what is Gnosis. Maybe less people know what is Gnosis Pay. So can you explain us what is the Gnosis? What is the difference between Gnosis and what you do?
Of course.
Gnosis Pay?
I mean, so Gnosis chain is essentially like an L1. It's an EVM compatible L1 and it has a deep history. I think, if I'm not wrong, it was founded in 2015, if I'm not wrong, but probably later. Like Gnosis as the whole company, and it merged with the XI chain relatively recently. But Gnosis in general has a deep history of building products that are very secure, that follow the ethos of decentralization and open internet. And the co-founders, Martin, Stefan, and Friederike, have done a great job in just building sound products. It's almost like a dark horse that no one talks about. So that's Gnosis. It's the L1 that we use. And then we have the Gnosis Pay, which is essentially building the world's first like self-custodial on-chain checkings account with a debit card, Gnosis card as their first flagship product. So it's an application that's built on top of the Gnosis chain. That's the best way to put it. Yeah.
And because when we look on the website, there's an information about the Gnosis layer 1.
Yeah.
But it's said that the Gnosis Pay is built on layer 2.
Yeah.
Is it true?
So I mean, the thought process around that is, as I told you, we've recently launched. So as we scale up and we get more and more users on the product, we'll probably have to have a payments optimized L2 that is ultra fast, which has super less block times. There are some technical angles to it because we need to respond to Visa for every transaction in under 2 seconds. So the block time has to be under that. Right now, we have a workaround through some magic we do on the modules. But in the future, as we scale up, we'll need our own L2, like a payments optimized L2.
Like a layer 2 dedicated to payment with all the technical details so that you can interact with Visa.
Exactly.
All that.
In the most efficient manner. We are still doing it right now.
Yeah.
But we are doing some workarounds. We are doing some magic with it. But in the future, as we grow like more users, as we see a lot of market fit, we want to kind of transition into an L2.
Yeah. So Gnosis Pay, as you said, so this is the company that you work for. This is, but there is like a product flagship for Gnosis Pay. This is the card, the Gnosis card. Can you explain us how does it work? What is the main advantages of this card for a user?
Of course. I mean, so the Gnosis card is essentially one of the first debit cards in the world of blockchain that is self-custodial. What that means is this debit card is essentially connected to a safe, which is a smart contract wallet, which is deployed on the Gnosis chain. And we also attach an international banking account number, an IBAN number, to this account. Okay. So what we're essentially doing is building like core infrastructure, which is almost mimicking a checkings account as you know it, like a regular bank account.
A decentralized bank account.
A decentralized bank account. That's the best way to put it. Actually, let me show it to you as well. Since you're here, I have the card.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can I see it?
Of course.
Very nice.
So essentially, it's like a decentralized bank account, if you had to put it, with a debit card. What that means is you own the custody of your funds because it's a smart contract wallet, and you can spend it anywhere you want, and not just like specific places globally, at about 80 million Visa merchants worldwide.
So one of the main points of the card is that it's self-custodial.
Yes.
It means that for the people that use it, they don't have to deposit money or crypto on an account and risk that this account is blocked or something like that.
Exactly. And we've like, what does self-custody mean is essentially we are enabling people in some way, shape or form to be their own bank, right?
Yeah.
Like they own the custody of their funds. And we've seen a lot of problems in the past around FTX collapse.
Obviously,
we've seen a problem in Web 2 as well around SVB.
Yeah.
And that does not mean that everyone needs to self-custody. I think our vision at Gnosis Pay is to build the infrastructure that enables the people to interact with money the way they want, whether they care about self-custody, whether they don't think self-custody is for them, but they want it custodied, whether they want something that is very global, like where we can have cross-border transfers at a fraction of the cost than what is available today, and a bunch of other things, right? So I think changing the core layer from the old TradFi models and the old banking infrastructure that TradFi uses right now to using the new technology that is blockchain, but still being able to go in and out of TradFi using the international banking account number is very powerful. People don't realize the consequences of that.
Because you can transfer money on the IBAN, as you said.
Exactly.
Like cash, you can transfer cash,
exactly.
Fiat currency directly on the smart contract, and it will be transferred into crypto on the smart contract?
Exactly. So how it works is, think of it just like a regular bank account that you have. Yeah. If you want to add money, you add money through a bank transfer from some other account. You do that to your Gnosis Pay account. You will on-ramp the money from you into the stablecoin that we support. Okay. And you want to send money out. Say you want to send money to a friend. You use their IBAN and just send it out directly from the Gnosis Pay account.
And what are the taxes for the on-off ramp? Because obviously it is every time something that is quite costly, but not expensive, but there is like some...
I mean, I would love for like the taxes on, like I feel like taxes are like fiduciary responsibility for each person in some sense. And we would kind of generally advise each of our users to get the right financial advice from the right experts. I'm no expert in that.
Oh, no, I mean, not the taxes from the country regulation. I mean, the taxes from Gnosis or from the company that you use to do the on-off ramp.
Yeah.
The fact that they transfer the...
So how the on-off ramp works is essentially...
The fees, not the taxes, the fees.
Oh, the fees.
Yeah,
so,
sorry.
I mean, we actually don't charge any fees on off ramp. So that is the other difference, right? Like we use a provider called Monerium, which is like a stablecoin issuer.
Okay.
They have an e-money license through the Central Bank of Iceland that allows them to issue like fiat in the form of blockchain tokens. So it's actually digital money, digital fiat.
Yeah.
And
it's really like a stable coin.
It's
more tokenization of dollar.
Exactly. So it's like a stable coin, but it's recognized by the authorities as actually a digital money. So that's the magic here. And so yeah, and you can also, just like you do with the regular bank account, going back to the earlier conversation, you can send money in, send money out through a bank transfer, but you can do on-chain transfers also.
Yeah.
So that's another thing you can do. So one more layer added, and you can spend it anywhere you want, just like you're used to. So
do you have an application so that we can overview all the wallets, all the money that we have on our wallet?
Oh yeah, we have our web app live already. Like
what the name of the application?
Like the Gnosis Pay web app.
Gnosis Pay, okay.
Yeah. So the Gnosis Pay app, if you go to the website, if you say launch app, you'll be able to go and connect your wallet, and you'll be able to see all the transactions that you have.
And what's the point for a user, especially us in France with the tight regulation?
Yeah.
What is the point for us to have this card? I mean, is there any advantages compared to other countries, or just any advantages at all?
I mean, of course. I mean, multiple benefits, right? One is, I think we discussed the self-custody aspect of it. Second is, I think most other crypto cards that you see, A, they're custodial in nature, where you have to actually transfer the custody of the funds to them. But B, they also have a lot of fees. I think with us, especially at this early stage for our early adopters, we have very low fees on transactions, on on-ramping, off-ramping, basically no fees there. And we're also running like a special OG NFT kind of campaign for all our early adopters, which will give a lot of perks and benefits for them for just trusting and believing in us early, right?
So can we still be an early adopter, or is it too late?
It might be just too late because we closed the public. So if you order the card before the 31st of March, you were able to kind of get whitelisted. Okay. But we're going to have some small special exclusive releases of the NFT soon. So keep your eyes out on our Twitter account.
You have other alphas for our community, or other exclusive content?
Keep your eyes out on our Twitter account.
Okay.
There are going to be some cool drops. There are going to be some cool campaigns very soon.
Okay, very nice. Well, I think that I'm sorry, but yeah, we were late for the podcast, so we don't have a lot of time. Yeah. I will just ask you one more question. What are the big things coming in the next months for Gnosis Pay? What do we have to expect from you in 2024, or if you have any information to give to our community?
Lots of things, but let me focus on like 2 or 3 top things. I think one thing we're working on is like an Apple Pay, Google Pay integration. What that means is you'll be able to save your card onto your phone just like you're used to.
Okay.
I think our ideology at Gnosis Pay is to build products that reach the user in the habits that they're used to. We don't want them to change or alter their habits. Right now, so many people have to learn so much about crypto, about wallets to actually, get onboarded. We want to bring the product to the masses as opposed to asking them to come to us, right? Apple Pay, Google Pay integration, we're going to support more stable coins.
Okay.
What that means is right now we have the Euro E, which is Euro stablecoin, the GBP, which is the pound stablecoin. We're going to be adding like US stablecoins, hopefully USDC soon, hopefully DAI soon. The other thing is we're also going to start having more like rewards, cashback programs. We're devising those so that it becomes more and more exciting for users to use the product, right?
And maybe at some point, like a saving account that we can earn money by using, for example, DeFi
So it's interesting you ask that, right? Because I think the one way we want to collaborate with the community of Web3 is through opening up our infrastructure as much as possible, right? And allowing people to build on top of us in true ethos of blockchain and decentralization and Gnosis, right? We want to build products that people can use and customize the way they want. So we've already had some projects where people are using or building savings account on top of it, on top of our product, right? Where you can hold like a yield-bearing stablecoin, like an SDAI, which is probably yielding you like XYZ percentage. And when you want to spend it, you automatically convert it onto a Euro E or a GBP, which is a stablecoin we support, and spend it, right? So we want to build the stack that plugs into the existing financial payment infrastructure so that the builders and the innovators don't have to think of all of that. They are ready to they have the whiteboard open, they can build on top of us, satisfy the users they have by using our product.
Okay. Well, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for all those explanations. Thank you for your time also.
Of course.
This will be a pleasure to keep following what you do at Gnosis Pay, and for all those that are listening, maybe it's still time to try to
It's still early. It's still early. There's a lot of things coming, so keep your eyes peeled. And thank you so much for having me, Lydian.
Yeah, it was very a pleasure to have you. It was very short interview, unfortunately, but we'll try to do another one in the future.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.